that consistent with the just war tradition, you know what the just war tradition is? The just war tradition basically is this set of norms or guidelines devised to help us render judgments about prospective or ongoing conflicts, to ascertain whether or not we should judge those conflicts as morally justifiable or not morally justifiable. Well, it seems to me that consistent with the just war tradition, we ought to employ force only as a last resort and only in self-defense. My point here is to argue that the just war tradition is not simply useful as a basis for moral thinking. It's also tremendously useful as a basis for prudential thinking about what makes sense. And even then, in employing force as a last resort and in self-defense, we should always be cognizant of the limited utility of violence as an instrument of statecraft. Its utility is not non-existent, but its utility is limited. We need to appreciate that. And further, we ought to also appreciate the fact that when we go to war, it's going to cost more than we possibly imagine, and it's going to give rise to a host of consequences that even the smartest people in the room are not going to be able to anticipate in advance. So you really are rolling the dice. There are times when you need to roll the dice.